Hello again there folks, Lone Adventurer here. Thank you very much for stumbling your way upon my channel and joining me for part 2 of this playthrough of 4 Against Darkness, in which we are exploring the Roads of Peril. If you haven't seen part 1, you will find a link up in the corner of the screen right about now and in the description down below, and I would recommend that you start there. Otherwise, thanks for coming back, and we are going to get straight to it. It has been, I think, 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks since I filmed the last part of this video. So much so that I was just watching part 1 and noticed that I was wearing a jumper in it. And let me tell you right now, in the UK, there is no need for jumpers. That is not a necessary part of our wardrobe. So let me just remind myself, is what I'm trying to say. What's going on? Not a lot. We hadn't found any settlements. The aim is to find 5 settlements in which the merchant can do their thing, and we have not yet found one. However, we do have 2 clues, which are with Felix. And if we get 3 clues, we can use those to scroll through the deck until we get to a settlement that we want to visit. So that's quite handy. That'll get us one of them. Otherwise, I hope we pick things up. I notice Dunfield is only on 2 life at the moment. That's a shame. I guess he's probably got a bandage. We could use the bandage. That might be a good idea. I also need to remember that Dunfield has luck. We need to make sure we use that. Yeah, okay, maybe Dunfield should use his bandage. I'm just going to remind myself. I think you just roll 1d6 and regain that much health. Oh, you 1 lost life. Wow, that is not that generous. So the bandage regains 1 life for Dunfield, taking them up to 3. That is not amazing. But there we go, that's the deal with your bandage. Bandage used. Hopefully Dunfield doesn't take too much more damage. Right, let's push on. We're going to go up into this space here. We just had the foul weather in area 4 over on the edge of the map here. And we're going to go up. Sorry, I was just looking at that room description, but you don't look at that. You look at the room description on the next card. I need to remember that. So I'll just draw this little room area, and then I will bring you back. Alright, so here we go. I've drawn in area 5. It's actually worked out quite nicely. I'm a little bit sad that I forgot to put the 5 in before I coloured in my road, so it looks different to the other numbers. But there you go. That's probably just going to be me on that one. So what's in this room? It is a settlement. Good news. What settlement is it going to be? Oh, it's a brigand's nest. Oh, unbelievable. So that doesn't count as a settlement. Curses. Well, I suppose at least I'm doing some fighting and levelling up the guys. Right, so let's just find the brigand's enemy. Here they are. How many are we going to have? 2d6 plus 1. 7, 8. So we've got 8 brigands. Alright, let's get to fighting them quite quickly. Just realised I have not got my dice ready. Just sort that out. Alright, so we're all fighting because we are in a room. We're going to start with Felix. The brigands are level 3 minions. 3! Okay, so at least it's a start, I suppose. 1 brigand down. Next up is Elric. I'm doing them in order. I don't think I really have to. 5. Alright, enough to take out 1. And Annika. Oh, that's not enough to take out any. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Felix should have added on +2, shouldn't they? So that's all right. So, because Felix, I believe, rolled a 3, didn't he? Okay, no, fine. And Annika does plus level if they are outnumbered, and they most definitely are not. So that means that's a fail from Annika, unfortunately. Come on, Dunfield. 6. Exploding 6s. 7, 8. Minus 1 is 7. So that is enough to take out 2. That's pretty good. Right, so then the remaining brigands are going to get a chance to attack us back, which is a little unfortunate. But c'est la vie. So we are defending. And there's 4. But I think I still need to do it randomly. So let's see who is going to get attacked. Here we go. 2, that means... oh no, it's marching order. So that means Elric is going to get attacked. I think that's what I did last time. So Elric is defending. We've got level 3 here, so we're trying to roll higher than a 3. And Elric does have light armour and a shield. Maybe I should write the defence in. I think we get +1 for the armour, +1 for the shield. 6, well that's an automatic success anyway. Next one is going to attack Felix. Felix defends. 2, that doesn't sound good, but Felix also has light armour and a shield. So it adds on 2, so that's a 4, so that is a successful defend. Then the third one attacks Dunfield, unfortunately. Come on, Dunfield. 6, that is an automatic success, that was lucky. And then the last one attacks Dunfield again. That's super annoying. And safe, all good, okay. Alright, so into another round of combat. Felix starts. 6, great news. 7, 8, 9, 10, so that's enough to take out 3. So remember, each 3, because it's a level 3 creature, each 3 points of damage takes out 1. And since we did 10 points of damage, that's going to take out a total of 3 with 1 point left over. Now that we are over halfway through, we need to do a morale roll for the minions. I always forget how to do this. You just roll d6 for the whole group, and if we roll 3 or less, the remaining monsters flee. 4. Okay, so the remaining one sticks around. Elric's going to have a go at it. 6. Don't need to re-roll really. That's enough to finish off the final brigand. So we get 2 treasure. First one is going to be a random spell from any book of appropriate level. So need to roll d6 to get a random one. And we have got a protect spell. That sounds handy. Protect spell. This spell gives +1 to a single character's defense roll for the whole duration of a battle. That is handy. So I guess we will give that to Dunfield, I suppose. And that is the end of that combat. So, and we've used all the cards, so I'm just going to give them a little shuffle up. And we'll go on to a new area. Ever hopeful that we will find some kind of settlement. Here we go. And we've got a corridor. Alright, let's find out what's in that corridor. It is special. Highway Gremlins. Surrender 3 items of your choice or lose 1 random item. I don't like these gremlins. I find them super annoying. We've got some really useful items. Any of these, it's just going to be a disaster. But there's no way I want to lose 3. I mean, maybe I could. Alright, I'm going to lose 3. I'm going to lose the rope. Yeah, the rope, the lockpicks, and Dunfield's sling. Because Dunfield still has a club. On to the next room, and it is a room. Next area, rather, is a room. Ah, but that is the way... can I turn them around? I suppose I can, can't I? You can rotate. Can you rotate? Is rotating rooms in the 4 Against Darkness allowed behaviour? I'm going to say it is. Alright, area number 7. A room. Has a settlement in it. Please, goodness gracious me. Oh my goodness, it is a settlement. It is a settlement we can actually use as a settlement. This finally happened. So we need a little settlement tracker up here. So we've arrived at a small keep. I've ticked it off up here. It's 1 of 5. And the peasants are scurrying everywhere here like ants in a giant anthill. And we've got an optional mission to escort a tax collector to 3 settlements and back for a reward of 50 gold pieces. I mean, I suppose we could take that on because we're going to be going to settlements anyway. and then we just have to come back to this one afterwards in order to complete that mission, and gold is always very welcome. I think we'll do that. Where do we put missions? Is a mission different to a quest? I suppose it probably is, isn't it? Should we just put it here? Alrighty, so we'll see how that goes. I mean, there's no downside if we don't do the mission, I suppose. We can just leave the tax collector in the woods. Right, let's go on to a new card. So what have we got next? We have got a corridor. Right, so we have got a corridor. What have we got in the corridor? It is a special corridor. We find a treasure in the corridor. No, wait a minute. Sorry. Special. Special is a watchtower. Oh. That's right, that's what happened, isn't it? Yep, corridor, special, special, watchtower. We're going to roll a d6. 5. An optional mission available. Explore the way to all 4 map sides. Reward 50 gold pieces. Well, why would we not take it on? We might as well. The worst thing that can happen is that we don't manage it. Right, let's keep going. Yeah, we'll go over this way. We'll stick to the edge for now. And we've got a room. And that's going to fit in quite nicely, I think. All right, there we go. So we have got a room here. It is a haunted village. It just says combat. So I guess that isn't a settlement. I will turn another card to see what the combat is going to be. And it is D6 Centaur Marauders. Level 4 Chaos Minions. I don't know what chaos means. Well, I think I've got a book that has chaos in the title. I don't know if that's related. We'll just treat them as level 4 minions, I think. 1 treasure. If you do not perform any ranged attacks before combat, increase their level to 6 on their first turn only. Alright, and we can try and bribe them potentially by giving them alcohol. We don't have any alcohol, so I don't think that is going to happen. Hopefully there aren't too many of them. 1. Pretty lucky. So we've got 1 Centaur Marauder. So I guess that the Centaur Marauder will be level 6 for the first round of combat, because I don't have any characters with ranged weapons now that Dunfield has lost his sling. So we would just go through a round of combat and hopefully someone will roll a 6 or get a 6 for their combat value. And actually Felix has done it. 5 plus 2 is 7, so that's enough to immediately kill the Centaur. Good news. I'm just going to shuffle our cards, which have ended up in 2 places somehow, so we can draw a new one for the treasure that we're finding. And that is going to be a random spell from any book of the appropriate level. So rolling for a random spell is 5, an escape spell, that could be handy. So escape, the wizard disappears. Can spells only be cast by wizards? Spells can be cast by wizards and clerics. Is that right? No, wizards. Have I got a wizard? I haven't got a wizard, so I can't cast spells. Well, that's a disaster, isn't it? So clerics can only cast the blessing spell, and you need a wizard. Oh, all other spells may be cast only by wizards and elves. Have I got an elf? I haven't got an elf. Curses. Haven't got an elf. Haven't got a wizard. Alright, well let's forget about spells for the time being then. And maybe I'll bring in a wizard, because we've got to be able to do spells, surely. I just figured other people could do spells as well. Never mind, let's push on into the next area. And we have got a room, so I'll just draw that on. Alright, I messed up the shape of that room a little bit, so it's bigger than it is on the card. But never mind, the road on the card continues on down, and obviously that's a dead end over here, so I've sort of dead-ended that. But it does go back over here, which will fill in this little area here quite nicely. But first of all, we need to see what is in our room here. And it's empty, and it may be searched. So I think we will search it. And we found a treasure, and the treasure is D6 gold pieces. 3. So we'll give the 3 gold pieces to Annika. taking them up to 7. And we'll go on into the next bit. And we've got another room. Is that going to be okay to draw? I think we'll just about squeeze a room in there. Alright, so I had to slightly adjust the shape of the room to join up to this bridge, but that is my prerogative. I like a pretty looking map, and it was almost there, so I have done that. Let's find out what's in this room. It's a settlement. Is it a nice settlement? Yes, it is. It's another watchtower. Brilliant. So that is our second settlement that we have visited. We need to roll d6. 6, so that is the optional side mission again, so we'll ignore that and we'll carry on. Now we need to backtrack a little bit, so we're going to have to go back through these areas here to get to one of these onward routes. And so all we need to do is to roll a dice, and if we roll a 1 in any of these areas, then we'll encounter a wandering monster. Over here, 1. Fabulous. Alright, so what wandering monster have we got? A half-goblin centipede. It's a chaos weird monster. Again, I'm going to ignore that word chaos because I don't fancy dealing with it right now. So we've got a level 5 weird monster with 6 life and 1 treasure. It performs d6 attacks per turn. Roll every turn. Subtract -1 if reduced to 4 life or lower. We could roll for reaction, and on a 1 it flees. This might be famous last words, but I kind of fancy taking it out because it would allow me to level up one of my heroes. So I think we're going to fight it. So I'll just make a note of what we're facing here. Alrighty, and we are going to attack first, as you would imagine. We'll start with Felix, and this is a level 5 creature, so we've got to roll 5 or more, or get 5 or more. 5 plus 2 is 7, so that's enough to do our first point of damage. Good work, Felix. Then Elric. Oh, Elric misses. That's a big miss. Annika. 4, and Annika doesn't get to add anything on, which is unfortunate. That means that Annika's got to roll a 6. So that's a miss, and then Dunfield. 4. That's right, I was going to work out, wasn't I, whether Dunfield is actually subtracting 1. Not that it's going to make a difference in this particular fight. Okay, yeah, the -1 is correct because the club is a light hand weapon and therefore I believe attacks at -1. Okay, that was not great. Let's find out who the half-goblin centipede is going to go for. We need to work out how many attacks they've got first. This could be nasty, actually. This could go wrong. Maybe I should have tried to avoid this fight. Ooh, 5. That's rough. That's very rough. We could be taking some damage here. We might have to flee this fight. I know I'm being pessimistic here, but plan for the worst and you won't be surprised, or something like that. Okay, so 5 attacks. Who is it going to attack first? That is Dunfield. Dunfield, defend as if your life depends upon it. 4. I mean, I don't think we're adding anything on for defense. Maybe we should have given him some armor or something. But we did not. Alright, so that is a point of damage. Oh, that makes me sad. Point of damage for Dunfield. Taking Dunfield down to 2. Alright, that's only the beginning as well. That's the first attack of 5. Alright, and that is Felix. So Felix is going to defend. All 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that is... Oh, does that have to be greater than the level to defend? I always forget this. Yeah, it's got to be higher than the level. So that is a failure to successfully defend, which means Felix is taking a point of damage, going down to 7. Okay, who's up next? This is pretty rough. 3, that is Annika. Come on, Annika. 6, that is a successful defend, thank goodness for that. This is attack 4, I think. That is going on Elric. 2, 3, 4. Elric is taking a point of damage. Down to 5. One final attack, I believe, and that is Dunfield again. Oh dear. 4, that is a failure, taking Dunfield down to 1 point of life. Alright, well, I'm not too attached to Dunfield, so I think we will carry on fighting, even though it might be bad news for the halfling. Apologies to the halfling fans out there. I know some people get a bit sensitive about halflings getting hurt, but here we are going into another round of combat. Come on, Felix. 5, 6, 7, so that's enough to do 1 point of damage, taking the centipede down to 4 points of life. Elric. 6. 6, that's 12. Oh my goodness. 12, 13, that's 15. 15, that's enough to do 3 points of damage. That is big. And because the half-goblin centipede is now over halfway done on their life, I think that means they go down a level. Okay, so we're going to roll to see if the boss flees, the weird monster flees. And they do. Oh, what happens if they flee? Okay, we still gain their treasure. I'm going to say we get to claim that as a win in terms of levelling up as well. I mean, that only seems fair. So who are we going to level up? Should we do Felix? Let's beef up Felix a little bit. So if Felix rolls more than a 1, they level up. Good, good. So Felix is going up to level 2. So that will be handy because Felix adds level to attack. So is now adding 3. And do we get any treasure? Yes, we do. We get 1 treasure. D6 gold pieces. 3 gold pieces, and we'll give that to Elric. Alright, that was exciting. That was just our first area there. Let's push on. Hopefully we don't roll any more 1s. That's fine. Into area 6. Oh my goodness. Another enemy. Righto. So what do we got here? A highwayman giant is another weird monster. Right, I'll add that to the page here and we'll be fighting another weird monster. Alright, I've had a little bit of a think about the old highwayman giant here. It's a level 6 weird monster and I think that means it's risky. Looking at its reactions here, 1 offers food and drink, 2 ignores, 3 fights. So I might do that. I might roll for reaction, and I think that means on a 1 or a 2 nothing happens. Offering food or drink, I don't really know what that means in terms of the game mechanics, but let's just hope for a 1 or a 2, shall we? And we have not got a 1 or a 2, and we're going to have to fight it. I think we're going to end up fleeing this fight because it just sounds like bad news to me. But we'll draw it a little health bar here nonetheless. 8 health. I got a bad feeling about this fight. Right, come on, Felix. 4, 5, 6. So that's enough to do 1 point of damage. Then Elric. Oh, 1. Really, Elric? That's incredibly disappointing. Annika. 6. But it's -1 for attacks because they are using the dagger. So that is a miss as well. This makes me sad. Dunfield can't even do it. Oh, I suppose if gets exploding 6s. Miss. Disappointing, Dunfield. Disappointed in the lot of you. Alright, so 2 attacks from the weird monster. First, going to attack Dunfield. Why does Dunfield always take the brunt? Oh, 5. That's a fail. I think that means Dunfield is hopefully looking to see whether I'd forgotten about some armour. That's Dunfield dead. That is a dead halfling, unfortunately. Oh dear. Right, okay, well at least... oh dear. What a disaster. Alright, so now we've got 3 characters, and so on a 1 or a 2, the attack will be against Felix, 3 or a 4 against Elric, 5 or a 6 against Annika. We haven't got time to mourn Dunfield at the moment. So that is Elric. Elric successfully defends, and we're on to a new round of combat. We'll have a go at one more round, and then maybe we'll think about fleeing if we take some damage. We'll see how it goes. 4, 5, 6, so that is enough to do a single point. Oh, it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while. Elric. Oh, 6. So they explode. 7, 8. That's unfortunate. I was kind of hoping for 2 attacks there, or 2 points of damage rather. Okay, that was Elric. Annika. 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, so close. Alright, that's taking the Highman Giant down to half health. Yeah, just checking. It's got to go to more than half health to see whether it flees and whether it goes down a point. So we've got 2 points of attack coming here. First one is against Elric. Elric fails to defend. 3 plus 2 is 5. Right, so that is going down to 4 health there. And then the next attack is against Elric again. Oh, Elric... Another point of damage, down to 3. Not great. But all we've got to do is 1 point more of damage and it goes down a level, possibly runs away. Are we going to do one more round? It feels foolish at this point, but I'm going to do it. Wait for that plane to fly over. We're rolling for Felix to attack now. Oh, Felix, what are you doing to me? Elric. 5. Oh, plus 2 is 7. That's good. That is taking the Highman Giant down 1. Then we're going to roll to see if it flees. 2. I think that might mean it flees. Is that right? Do weird monsters flee? Yes, the boss does flee. So we still gain their treasure. And I'm going to say we level up. Is that in the rules? I don't know. Feels like it would suck to miss out on an opportunity to level up purely because your monsters run away. So I'm gonna do my leveling up. So we're going to have a go at leveling up Annika. And that is a success. So Annika is going up to level 2. And we get the treasure. So we need 2 treasure. First treasure is 1 scroll, random spell from any book of appropriate level. Well, we've already learned we can't use spells. And a random scroll. That's very disappointing. Right, so we got to 6. Let's see if we can get over here without another random monster turning up. Getting a lot of them. Okay, down here. No. Over here. No. Down to 3. No. So we can go on to a new area. Here we go. We've got a corridor. Alright, once again, I've drawn it slightly incorrectly compared to the card. But never mind. We have got some combat in this corridor. It is against one of the bosses. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Is our party going to make it here? I honestly don't know. So we've got the Wasteland Prophet. So level HCL, I believe that means the highest level of the party, plus 3. So our highest level is 2. So this Prophet is level 5. So actually lower than the last weird monster that we faced. Life 5. Attacks 3, treasure 2. Highwayman Leader. Before the combat, he will utter a prophecy to shake the hero's beliefs. Roll d6 plus 3. This is the number of curse points. Each point means 1 life lost on a single hero, or a permanent -1 or attack or defense, or 1 lost limited use ability, spell, luck, prayer, rage, etc. distributed amongst the party as desired. Each hero must take at least 1 point. reactions, always fights to the death. That is brutal. D6 plus 3. Well, we just got to hope we roll low for a start. 3, so 6. Okay, so we can start by having Elric lose all of their blessings. So that's 3. Dunfield has gone, unfortunately. Otherwise, we could have used Dunfield's luck. What are the other things we can use? 1 life lost on a single hero, or a permanent -1 on attack or defense. Well, that's absurd. I'm not taking permanent -1 on attack or defense. So we'll have Felix lose 2 points of life, and then we've got 1 left. Annika and Elric are only on 1 point. So I think what I'll do is I will have Annika go down 1 life, but then immediately use their bandage to go back up. Rough. Now hopefully the Wasteland Prophet doesn't prove to be too unpleasant. Fingers crossed. Killing a boss would give us 100 gold pieces potentially, which is good. I don't really know whether we have to complete the mission or whether we can just say, oh, it didn't work out, we're going to lick our wounds and finish the game, and then possibly come back and the characters can have another go at the Roads of Peril another time. I'm assuming you don't have to keep on going until you complete the mission or you die. But I think I might pause there, folks, and we'll take on the Wasteland Prophet in a third video. It might be a short video if he completely destroys us, but I think we will leave it there. Hope you enjoyed that, folks. Join me for part 3 to see whether our heroes, our remaining heroes, are able to take on the Wasteland Prophet successfully. Thanks for watching. See you in that one. Bye for now.